Hello and welcome to the 2019 Vancouver Public Schools Basketball Preview Show, presented by VPS Game Time. I'm Jesus Resendiz-Eyler.
And I'm Liam Kharb. We're interns in the VPS Game Time program, and we're joined by the other interns and student crew members to bring you previews of every boys and girls team in the district. We're going to start with the 4A Greater St. Helens League with the school Jesus and I attend, Skyview.
The 4A League is always tough. Skyview hopes to win both the boys and girls titles this year, and they may have the teams to do it. They'll face stiff competition from Battleground, Camas, Heritage, and Union High School.
We'll begin with the Skyview boys. They reached the by-district tournament and were just short of getting to state last year, but they're confident that they can do better.
I think our returning players are looking forward to trying to make a little bit of amends for not making it as far as we wanted to last year.
Being so close to it the previous year, the Skyview boys now have their eyes set on the state tournament.
3 of these guys were on the team that made it to our first state tournament. 2 years ago, first state tournament in school history, and I think they definitely want to lead the way to get back there.
Individually, just looking to help the team out, play really well, hopefully make it back to the state. Individually, hopefully I can lead the team in rebounds, be up there with assists, points, just do everything I can to help the team.
With the boys being riddled with injuries over the summer, one of their main goals is to stay on the court.
But going into this year, we want to make sure that we stay healthy, compete, and I think if we do that, we have a chance to compete for a league championship and again try to get back to the state tournament. So I think those are the big goals, are to make sure that we're just getting better every day, and especially when it comes to the guys that haven't been on the team the last few years, those guys need to be able to learn what it takes to play hard at the varsity level and compete at the varsity level so that we're as strong as we can be.
And even with the team having some new faces, they're all on the same page.
This season, I think we have a really good group of guys. I think most of our mindsets are going back to state. I think we all have a mind that we can start competing for the state championship this year. Just looking around at the 4A, it'll be tough, but I think our whole team has a good understanding of where we're at.
They practice 6 days a week, a couple hours each day, and hope the high spirit during the practices translates into games.
Just the all-around lovingness of the team. We're all jumping around, screaming, dunking, so it's been really fun so far just to see all the energy and the atmosphere around the practice.
Coach Matt Grueller says his players and the school make his job fun.
It's awesome to be able to connect with old players and see where they are and watch them grow. Even while they're here, watching them grow from being 14 years old, freshman right out of middle school, all the way up to being a senior and graduating and going off to college. It's really just kind of fun to build those relationships and watch those young people. Hopefully you have, I think the most rewarding part is hopefully having a little bit of impact on some positive aspect of how they grew up. Skyview's going to be a fun team to watch this year. We got some great kids who really play hard, and you put those two things together, great teammates. It looks like it's going to be a pretty successful season.
The Storm lost possibly its best player from last year, Alex Schumacher, who's now playing college ball, but they feel their younger players will fill in the gap he left behind.
The Skyview girls basketball team thinks they can make it to state playoffs this year. They made it to district playoffs last year and have everyone except for one girl returning for this season.
I want to make it to state. I want to win.
The Skyview girls basketball team is very hopeful for this upcoming season.
This year our goals is to make it to state playoffs and won't settle for nothing less.
Last year, the Skyview girls basketball team finished 17-7 and made it to district playoffs, and they want more this season.
We have everybody but one girl coming back, so we should be okay this year.
One way the Skyview's basketball team plans on reaching their goals is through their practices.
We practice 6 days a week. Typical practice is we go through our pregame warm-up at the start of every practice. Then we go through basic drills for footwork, and then we go through passing drills, and then we do defense, and then we run our plays and fast break.
Team captain Kaz Parks also believes practice is a good way to bond with her teammates.
Everyone challenges everyone, and even though it seems like harsh right now because we don't have the mindset yet and we have incoming freshmen, that makes things harder for us seniors to be like, hey, you need to do this, this, and this. But I feel like it's everyone's energy and everyone encouraging everyone else.
Kaz also has plans on how she's going to lead this team to their goal.
I want to become a better leader, and I want to be able to encourage my girls without getting seriously mad at them where I'm just yelling as if I were just a coach, but I'm not. I'm just a player.
But to coach Brett Johnson, the girls on this team are more than just players.
Watching the girls grow and watching them graduate. I got a girl that graduated last year, and she's a firefighter this year, and she keeps in touch. So.
One preseason poll had the Skyview girls ranked 9th, so a lot of people have high expectations for them this season. The program we're a part of is called VPS Game Time. We broadcast live high school sports on cable and online. We want to share a little bit more with you about what we do. So let's head off now to our fellow interns, Laurence and Ethan, who will show you how we make it all happen. Guys?
Thanks. The VPS Game Time program started at Fort Vancouver 17 years ago, and it was called Fort Sports.
Back then, games were recorded on tape and played back the next day on cable. A lot has changed since then. Game Time broadcasts are now streamed live on Comcast Channel 328 in high definition, and are also available on the school district's Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter channels. Anyone, anywhere in the world can watch Vancouver's local high school sports.
Today's broadcasts are produced with cutting-edge technology and equipment, paid for with a grant. Students in the program get valuable real-world experience, and viewers at home get a first-rate broadcast to enjoy.
The broadcast crew is split into two teams, one on site running the cameras, the other is here in the VPS Game Time control room. Let me show you around. It starts here at the director's position. This is where I spend a lot of my time during broadcasts. Working closely with the producer, the director is in charge of the show. They select which cameras we see on screen. They're talking to the crew over the intercom the entire broadcast to make sure everyone is on the same page. They're also working with the instant replay operator, who is right over here. The replay operator is watching 4 cameras at the same time, trying to pick out the best angle to show the play from, so the viewers at home can really understand what just happened. Depending on the sport, they will provide dozens of replays per game, plus a highlight reel at the end of the game. Over on this side, the audio and graphics operator do their work. Our custom-made graphics software is talking directly to the scoreboard at the game site, and the operator is making sure what you see on screen is the same as what you see at the game. The audio operator is making sure the sound from the game sounds perfect.
On this side of the show, our rack is also the heart of what we do. Inside, we have intercoms for communication, monitors so we can see every camera, video encoders to send up to 7 camera feeds back to the control room, plus a video decoder so we can see what the public is seeing. On the back side, a lot of cable connections. We attach video and audio connections here. Our play-by-play announcer and color commenters can see and hear everything that's happening. These boxes take their microphones and send it back to the control room and allow them to hear each other and the producer when it gets loud in the gym. Of course, none of this is possible without this, a camera. We have 4 Blackmagic Ursa broadcast cameras with Fujinon lenses. They're professional quality cameras that give us amazing HD images. Camera operators can zoom, focus, and pan, and every camera has a different assignment to tell the story of the game. We also have specialty cameras that give us different views, like the net camera we set up for volleyball broadcasts. That's a quick look at what we do to bring you live sports throughout the year.
And we're not alone. Over at Columbia River High School, they have their own sports broadcasting program. Let's see what they have to offer.
Here at CR, we have an after-school class that we've nicknamed CR Sports. Students from the Advanced Video program have the opportunity to practice and do real-world production. We cover a lot of our home varsity events. We produce concerts and special events happening here at school. It works like this. We have a team of about 10 students who use a Google Doc to sign up for the event and the position they want to work on. They can be the director, audio operator, replay, graphics, a camera operator, or they can try their hand at being the play-by-play announcer. We work just like a real-world production crew, moving all of the equipment into position, setting it up, and then tearing it all down when the event is over. On crew nights, we work anywhere from 5 to 6 additional hours after our regular school day. They're long days, but we have a great time working with each other and producing events for our school. The skills that we are putting into actual practice, besides all the technical skills that we have to master to be able to produce live programs for our community, we're also practicing those soft skills that employers are so desperate for their employees to have in today's workforce. Soft skills like teamwork and problem solving. By the end of the year, we have a lot of experience and material that we can add to our resumes. It's a great program for students interested in broadcasting or sports production.
Hi, I'm Mailei Brodniak.
And I'm Adolfo.
We're also VPS Game Time interns, and we're going to bring to you the boys and girls teams from the 3A Greater St. Helens League.
Let's take a look at the teams in the league. In the 3A level, you'll find Evergreen, Fort Vancouver, Hudson's Bay, Kelso, Mountain View, and Prairie High Schools. Fort and Bay are in the Vancouver Public Schools District and will bring you previews of those teams.
The girls' basketball team at Hudson's Bay is considered by many this year to be one of the best in the state at the 3A level. But they're not just here to win, they're here to persevere.
We ended the season really good, and losing that last game right before the state tournament, I think it kind of lit a fire under all of us.
For the most part, the girls' team had a successful run last year, but they lost a shot at the tournament at the end of the year. But instead of letting their losses get them down, the girls' team is determined to bounce back even stronger than before.
Last season was a really good season, but we lost the game to go to the Dome by 3, so that was kind of eye-opening, and this year I want to get revenge.
It isn't just the team itself that's bouncing back from adversity. Player Anaya Hampton, who isn't quite back yet from an injury, won't give up.
Yeah, I tore my Achilles at the beginning of last club season, so I'm out for preseason, but I'll be back for league.
Many members of the team don't see last year's defeat as a loss, but as an opportunity for growth.
I want us to be able to come together during adversity, which I know that we're going to face in our away games, and just be able to overcome that as a team.
The team is determined to push even further than before, and their coaches think they have what it takes to do just that.
This is our most talented team yet.
A lot of talent, 6, 7 players that are very good, that could be starters.
Their determination has left a positive impact on their teamwork, their performance, and their school as a whole.
A lot of people go back and they're like, the girls' basketball team could do it, we can do it too. So we're changing those attitudes, changing that mentality, and Eagle Rise, we're on the rise.
Coach Rainville has been at Bay for 4 years and has been coaching basketball now for 40 years in total.
The Fort Vancouver girls team is hard at work for this season, as they are determined to keep up with the other teams in the league. I paid the team a visit down at the gym.
Far my best team that I've had in my 7 years.
This can be a sign of hope for the Fort Vancouver girls.
I'm really excited about this year. The progression of my season and my next few years here is going to be very consistent, and we can progress the way I want.
After a tough season last year, the Fort Vancouver girls started working hard at making changes to the usual strategies and routines. I talked with Lisa Hinton, the head coach of the team, about what will they do to persevere through the season.
Our goal is to focus on minimizing turnovers more than anything else. We haven't been winning. So now it's be more competitive, make the score a little closer, make teams know that they're not just going to come in and get a win.
The girls' lead player, Cora Williams, along with Kaylee Gonzalez and Max Hunter, has set very high expectations for the Fort girls team.
Cora Williams is one of my 4 seniors, and she's like the energy of the team. Kaylee Gonzalez, I would say, is the hardest worker we have here. So she's gonna set the tone as far as putting points on the board. And then Max Hunter is a utility player. Max can be my point guard and then turn around and be my center.
The team has a difficult league schedule ahead, as a lot of teams will be battling out for the top spot.
I can honestly say that Hudson's Bay, Kelso, and Prairie will be fighting for that #1 spot, and it's going to be a pretty good battle.
The team has already played a few games, and Coach Hinton thinks that their work ethic will lead them to where they want to go.
They're closer, they're more self-motivated, and they do things in the off-season, whereas my other teams did things based on what I scheduled for them.
Coach Lisa Hinton has been heading the girls team for 7 years. Coming off of a rough year, the Fort Vancouver boys basketball team is excited for a new season and is already off to a good start. Eden Allmain has our preview.
The boys team at Fort Vancouver High School is working hard to have a successful season.
Usual schedule for practice. Every day that we don't have a game, we're in here practicing. Game days, we have a shoot around before the game. And after practices, we have trainer Greg West who comes in and helps us get better.
After a rough last season, the Trappers are looking for more than a comeback. They want revenge.
For people that don't know, last year, the record was 3-17, so I mean, just coming back with the fire, competitiveness. Just trying, it's like we call it a revenge story, just trying to come back at everybody who beat us last year. That's really just what we try to do every night.
Though missing the last 2 playoffs, the team is hopeful and ambitious for the coming season.
Playoffs is a must this year.
You know, we've missed the last 2 seasons of playoffs, so I feel like playoffs is one, and like really just maximizing our potential. You know, like just winning every game we should win, not lose it to anybody we shouldn't, just handling business.
Many players like Trey Cannon feel that their team community will be one of their strengths.
Last year, in my freshman year, playing up on the varsity level, people had bad attitudes in the game. Somebody messed up, it was always somebody's fault. This year, we're building. Anytime messes up, we're learning, not blaming each other, just ready to go together, being a team.
In addition to a strong team community, head coach James Ensley is excited for this year's lineup of players.
Khalil Singleton and Trey Cannon will be a big part of our offense this year, and we're just hoping to surprise people.
The Trappers are excited for the coming season, and there's a definite air of enthusiasm in both the players and the coaches.
So I've been coaching here 6 years head varsity, 13 years altogether. This team stacks up a little bit older, a little bit better than last year, a little bit more experienced, and maybe the best pure basketball team that I've had.
There may be good reason for their optimism. In an early season win against Mark Morris, Khalil Singleton scored 42 points, including 8 three-pointers.
The Hudson's Bay boys are looking to have a good year. The players we talked to are looking to play for each other and looking to make it to the playoffs. Laurence Sinclair talked to the team and has this report.
Definitely have to make playoffs, and our team coming together as a family.
At Hudson's Bay, the boys basketball team is working hard to make it to playoffs this year, something they weren't able to do last year.
Last season was rough, so we ended up actually only going 3-17, and so that actually just motivated me and the whole team to push and do better this year.
The team is striving hard to do better this year by overcoming the challenges of last year.
I feel like last year there were some internal problems, but like this year I feel like we're really going to come together better. We're putting in a lot of work, so.
Senior Sir Derek Barnes has a plan for what he needs to do to improve.
It's pretty much just be coordinated, just focus on what we need to do, and just don't hesitate when it's in the final moments.
And that goes for the full team.
So we got Trenton, Tony, Isaiah, me, for instance. We just got a lot of different threats. It's like, it's not necessarily like 1 or 2 different like big people. It's like, it's a whole team thing.
Team is important to senior Tony King.
It means the world. I feel like I can be myself around them and not get judged.
Every team activity is meaningful to him.
We've been having open gyms. We've been encouraging each other to go get shots up, going out to family dinners, barbecues at the coach's house, all that type of stuff.
Senior Skylar Bucher wants everyone to feel included.
To start off, everybody has to have fun, you know? Everybody has to have a good relationship, and even after this year, when the future years pass by, for us to come back and continue watching the games, you know, because that's what my coach stresses the most, is just family. So that is #1 priority.
The Eagles' hope this year is one to look back on with pride in years to come.
Last year notwithstanding, the Bay boys have been a consistent presence in the playoff race for the past few years, and Coach Mailei is hopeful they'll be back in the picture this year too. Let's turn now to the 2A Greater St. Helens League.
Both the boys and the girls teams at Columbia River High School are looking towards making the playoffs. Here now with a preview are Ethan Reyes and Ray Hoobler. Guys?
Thanks. The 2A Greater St. Helens League is always tough, but both the boys and girls teams at River made it a habit to be in the playoff picture.
Let's take a look at the teams they'll be up against. Joining River are Hawkinson, Mark Morris, R.A. Long, Ridgefield, Washougal, and Woodland. It's a big league, as you can see.
Last year, Columbia River boys won the district, and they hope they can do it again. They have a strong team with lots of returning seniors. One in particular they have lots of trust in. Last year, the Columbia River Chieftains won the district.
Very good team last year. We went undefeated. We won the district championship as well.
But they know they're in a tough league.
Everybody, we can't sleep on anybody. Everybody's going to be good. We have to come out and play well every night to win the league again.
If we play our best and we get knocked out in a round, as long as we can say we give our best effort, I think that's really what matters.
Coach Long thinks they'll have another good year.
We want to try and win as many games as possible. That's what we're out there on the floor to do.
There's a lot of experienced players coming back this year.
3 starters back from last year as well. 2 kids that did start, a third one that played starter minutes. You know, got in a lot of experience.
One of those players is Nate Snook.
You know, he's definitely one of the best players in the league, maybe the best player in the league. He's definitely one of the best point guards in all of Clark County. He's a tremendous athlete, great foot speed, muscle twitch, quickness. He can shoot the 3, he can drive to the rim, leads the league in steals. Tremendous defender, just a great all-around basketball player.
I think that Nate is going to have to step up as a leader, and I have no doubt that he'll do it. Last year he was Player of the Year, and I expect him to be Player of the Year again this year.
All the players have the same goal in mind.
As a team, we don't want to win as many games as we can, but also, you know, to get just to have a fun season, work hard, encourage each other.
You know, we tried our hardest, obviously get as far as we can. We don't want to look back on the season and have any regrets. You know, we should have done this, should have done that. We want to look back on the season in a positive way.
2 of the players I spoke to say their goal is to win state, and they feel like they have a chance to do it. One preseason poll in particular has them ranked 5th in state, so they're not alone in the feeling that way.
Last year, Columbia River's girls got 2nd in the league, and they hope to do better this year. They have lots of returning players and a few new ones, and they say it all comes down to chemistry. Last year's league competition was tight.
2nd place and 6th place was 2 games different, so it was kind of a dogfight throughout the whole league. So expecting the same thing this year.
And with 2 of their best players, Jordan Ryan and Sydney Flores-Tucker, returning this year, their leadership will determine how the team is going to do.
Those 2 were just going as far as those 2 can lead us.
Coach Will Jones has a lot of faith in his senior leader.
Jordan Ryan's our first team all-league returner. She's one of the best players in the league.
She has a few goals this season, with hope that the team will improve even more than last year.
I want us to win games. I want us to, you know, gel together really as a team. And I feel like we kind of hit our stride end of last season. And I just want to continue that and really start off with a bang this season and have everybody on the same page.
The girls have simple goals.
I think honestly our personal goals is just to get as far as we can with hard work, dedication to the sport, and just give the people a game.
And to fuel these goals, the girls are working to get closer.
Something that was important is family and like the team bonding. So we're incorporating more of that and just doing things together more often and getting in early, getting our shots in early, just so even in the last detrimental minutes of the game, we get those shots down.
The players are looking forward to this season and have some ideas on how they are going to play.
I think what needs to happen is for us to honestly just dragging ourselves off the court, giving everything that we have out there and loving one another so that it's going to be hard for us to say bye, especially for the top seniors that are going to have to leave. So,
the Columbia River girls feel like this will be a good year.
I just want to put our heart out into every game and see what happens.
When Jordan Ryan isn't shooting hoops, she's doing play-by-play for VPS Game Time and CR Sports broadcasts. Keep your eyes peeled for broadcasts this winter to see her in action. If you love local sports, VPS Game Time has a lot to offer, but we're not the only ones.
In addition to CR Sports, which we told you about earlier, our friends at Evergreen Public Schools and Battleground High School have their own sports broadcasting programs. You can see their broadcasts on Comcast channels 27, 28, 29, and in high definition at channel 328. Each of them also broadcasts on their YouTube channels. You can see the entire broadcast schedule at esd112.org/TV, etc. That about does it for us. We're looking forward to a fun winter sports season.
For Ethan, myself, and the rest of the VPS Game Time crew, thanks for watching.